rude.
Interesting. This is the footage the golem pulled from the main server. The original data was deleted, but it looks like the stuff he pulled is still here.
Which is good.
So, if we go back through these files...
Might figure out some things. Maybe who Zero Senior is.
Nice.
Way to go, Gollum. Enhance. I agree, Incisive.
Great work, Sigma.
I told you, I don't need you kissing my butt. Unless you're into that thing. It's not like I really did anything. Started going through the rest of the files. The security footage showed Kay and Dio clearly passing through the white door on the far right.
Good. Looks like they're both fine.
Leaves Tenmi, OG, Clover, and Quark. You can't find any way how to delete your own comment? Now I can click this and like purge you for a second. I could block you. Chat messages. Can I just delete like one of these? No. I do like that I can click on you and look at all your past messages. I remember that when someone asked me a question, it's like, you didn't see my earlier question? I can click their name and see just the things they typed in chat. That's actually very useful. I'm glad I found that out. Thanks, Fantasia. I'm sorry I couldn't help you with your thing, though. I opened my mouth to continue, and then it happened. My vision suddenly blurred, and shaking my head did nothing to clear it. I staggered, my balance gone. We're speeding up! Why is she talking like a chipmunk? Look, is your name Gadget? Cause I don't see Chip and Dale here, man. I'm confused. She sounds like someone's playing a tape of her voice, all sped up. What's going on here? Your eyes look kind of blank. By the way, there's a term for actually writing sentences and like books with no spaces. I think it's a form of poem, like a poet or something. I forget who did that. I think somebody actually, it was supposed to be famous. I don't know. Why is she moving so fast? It's like watching a video on fast forward. What the balls? It's deblatterer. Deblatterer. So it's a... That's what it is in French. It sounds cool. Could it be me? Maybe my brain is slowing down somehow. So it looks like everything is sped up. Hey Sigma, what the heck is up with you? You look there's a as of dang it. The rest of are over there. Why don't you lie down? Oh, a sofa. There's a sofa over there. Why don't you lie down for a bit? I still couldn't make out what she was saying, so I just nodded weakly. My eyes drifted shut as I tried to sort out what was happening to me. And then we turned into a robot. Woke up several minutes later. How does he know that? When I opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was the ceiling of the security office. I sat up slowly, rubbing tenderly at my head. Phi, who had been sitting in front of the one monitor, stood up and walked over as soon as she heard me move.
You okay?
Her voice sounded normal again. Success. And she wasn't moving strangely either. Whatever had been happening seemed to have stopped. I let out a quiet sigh of relief. I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Are you sure?
No, but I'm going to say yeah, because I'm tough.
That's good. You really looked like you'd lost it for a minute there.
Well, I seem to have found it again. This is a security office. Maybe they've got a lost and found.
Your sanity's pretty easy to miss. I'm surprised anyone found it, let alone turned it in.
Ah, the bickering, the back and forth, the wit. I love it.
Well, looks like I don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah. I think I must be just getting tired. Kind of surprised it didn't catch up to me sooner.
I hope that's all it is. You haven't caught a disease or something, have you?
I don't know. For just a moment, I thought of Radical 6, but I didn't want to worry Fi if I didn't have to. Better to stay quiet about it.
Well, you're looking a lot better, so I can stop worrying, right?
Yes. What are you, my mom?
Fine. No more check-ins.
That was
Anyway,
rude of him.
I figured something out while you were resting.
Cool.
Come have a look at this.
Okay. What is it?
Footage from room 2 in the crew quarters.
Oh, okay.
The room where we found Alice and Luna. I dug it out of Gollum's cache.
If I know this game, they're gonna make it seem like this is an option that's been in my head, that Alice killed herself and Luna killed herself. When was this?
See
Like,
in a
that
minute.
could be a thing.
Can you figure it out?
Time code? Oh, I see the little blur up there in the top right. Not really. It's just a bunch of numbers. I can't make heads or tails of it.
Yeah. The central server seems to be using its own time system. Files appear to be named based on that system. They might as well be random to you and me, which made it pretty hard to find this gem.
Oh, well, way to be a boss. Oh, it's K.
Yeah.
He looks at his bracelet here. Probably checking how much time is left.
I'll just pause that and magnify it.
Enhance. 21 minutes. This is just before he came and got us. I think.
Exactly.
And that would have been the white doors in this case.
Yes.
Because this thing's yellow.
After Kay leaves this room, it's about 2 minutes before he comes back with you and me.
There were 20 minutes on the clock when we met up with him, right? So that means what we're seeing here is K 1 minute before he saw us.
Right.
That means this is right after he tried to resuscitate Luna.
Yeah, if you believe him. The footage here doesn't show any of that.
Are there any other angles?
I looked around, but I couldn't find one. The only stuff left is shot from this position.
Yeah, zoom into the reflection, hurry! Look into the eyes. Look into the cat's eyes. You'll find the truth there. It's kitty galore. Oh, God. If you guys know what I'm talking about, I had to watch a silly movie because I was falling asleep and I didn't want to have to really focus on it. I just wanted to enjoy it. So I watched whatever. It was on Netflix. Don't hate me.
Even so, I think we've gotten our hands on something important.
You mean that this is a record of what happened right around the time of Luna's death?
Exactly. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Let's keep going. I'll move back to the start of this file so we can see it in chronological order. Let's
Cool.
say this is 0 hours, 0 minutes. After all, it's not like we know what time it actually is.
We don't.
So, this is the start of our footage.
There's no one here.
Yeah. About a minute goes by before anyone shows up.
Wait. How do you know it's been a minute?
This.
Oh! That's the hourglass from earlier.
Yeah. If I play it back at normal speed, I can measure time using this hourglass. Then I just add the time from the hourglass, and that's how far in we are.
Okay. Someone's coming in. So that's Clover behind
Yeah.
her.
This is 0 hours, 1 minute. Right now you and I are talking to Dio in the Floor B warehouse. With the time frame we've established, calculating what we're doing is pretty easy.
Are they fighting? It's not really a fight. It looks like Clover's just going off on Luna. Luna's just staying silent and listening to her. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we hear them? Is there an audio track?
Want to listen to it?
Yes. The bolt.
Don't know. The audio data must have been transcoded into something else.
Enjoy WrestleMania, man. Won't be able to understand anything in that.
Seen enough?
Yeah.
I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Okay.
Clover's interrogation goes on for a while, but it's all pretty much the same thing.
Yelling.
Now, at 0 hours, 10 minutes, things suddenly change.
Okay.
Here.
They're gone. As I watched, Clover moved steadily closer to Luna, who backed away almost as if she were frightened. Clover continued her advance until she disappeared below the bottom edge of the screen. Is there another, no, you said there's not.
Yeah, this is the only one that I found. Shouldn't be too hard to guess what happened after you've seen the next part, though.
Clover left. She looked like she was kind of panicking. If Clover was panicking, that makes me think that Luna did it to herself.
Yeah. This is about 1 minute and 40 seconds after they both left the frame. So 0 hours, 11 minutes, 40 seconds.
How much does Clover know about chemicals or drugs? Would she have known what was in the syringe? Only Clover left. Luna's still in the room. That means...
Hold on. Wait until you've seen the whole thing before you start deducing.
Okay.
At 0 hours, 12 minutes, another person comes in, just missing her.
Oh, what's up, jerk? Dio. Looking all sneaky. He's disappeared too. Down below the bottom of the frame. What's he up to?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that whatever it was, he doesn't want us to know about it.
Yeah, it's Jerky McJerkface.
Remember
Why?
what he said when you asked him about Quark?
How the fuck would I know? I've been here.
You're saying he was lying. I can't believe it. Dio was lying again. He wasn't in the warehouse the whole time. He went to the crew quarters.
Yeah. So what would have been important enough for him to lie about it? We should consider that it might have been something bad.
And whatever it was, it happened during this time.
Yeah, I think so.
Is he holding something? No. Okay. I saw an angle between his left arm and his jacket, and there's nothing there. Looks like he left in a
Maybe
hurry.
he heard a noise.
Like
the
what?
cyan door opening. Now, 10 seconds after Dio leaves, a fourth person shows up. That brings us to 0 hours, 13 minutes, 10 seconds.
I hope I don't remember these minutes and seconds. It's Kay walking robotically. When he heard Kay open the cyan door, he panicked. Whatever he was up to, he didn't want Kay to catch him at it.
And then Kay disappears too.
Below the bottom of this frame, just like the others.
If Kay was telling the truth, this is where he begins to try and resuscitate Luna. Anyway, nothing happens for the next 16 minutes.
Okay, so he doesn't, like, come in here, leave. He actually stayed in there for 16 minutes, whether he is resuscitating her or not.
It's just this. So I'll fast forward, alright?
Unless there's a secret entrance somewhere. This game would do that.
Alright. Should be around here. One sec. Okay. You should see something you recognize in a minute here.
Yep, there's Kay. He's checking his time on his bracelet.
Yeah.
Full
We're
circle.
back to 21 minutes before the primary doors open.
I was actually curious if you were joking about zoom in on the reflection. I don't see a reflection. I was going to pay attention to it if there was one.
For our arbitrary time code, that's 0 hours and 29 minutes. 1 minute later, at 0 hours, 30 minutes...
I know, I figured it was a
Kay
joke.
heads to the Floor A warehouse.
But just in case if it wasn't, I was going to pay attention. I know, it's totally CSI. Once he gets there, he'll tell us about Luna's death.
That's all the footage I wanted to show you. I've looked at it carefully, and I think it has something to tell us.
You mean who killed Luna, right?
Well, I can't say for sure.
We can't, actually. That actual evidence, I don't think would hold up in a court of law. It's like, you don't see them killing her. They just went out of frame. You don't know. Probable. Warrants further investigation. But I don't think that would actually condemn anybody.
This footage makes for pretty shaky evidence.
What she said.
But it does suggest a very likely culprit.
I need to shut up and just let the game talk.
Who do you think it is?
I ran over the footage in my head. It'd be enough to narrow down to those... yeah, those three at least. Hours 1 minute, Clover enters the room. For 9 minutes, Clover aggressively questions Luna. 10 minutes, they both move out of frame. 11... so a minute 40 later, she leaves. 20 seconds later, Dio comes in. Seems like Dio is of nuclear during this period. So that was at 12. A minute later, he leaves because he hears a sound. Kay comes in 10 seconds later. Where did Dio go? Oh, wait, the other doors are open. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, he could have just gone through a door. Kay disappears. There's 16 minutes where nothing happens. 20 minutes, Kay enters the frame, looks at his bracelet, says 21 minutes remaining on the primary doors. Seems to be only one conclusion. The person who killed Luna is... oh, we actually decide? I don't think it was Dio. As much as I want it to be him. Because his shaky... like, the way I imagine him thinking is that if someone saw him with the body, they would assume he killed him. So he probably ran off very quickly. Of course, conversely, as soon as Clover left... I wish there was a fourth option. I still want to say that it's possible that Luna injected herself. Because I don't think any of them had an injection gun. I'm pretty sure Luna was out, like on the ground at least, before Kay even got there. It's between Clover and Dio. Oh. Is this going to have an effect? No. Well, it might be a lock and unlock. I actually want to say it's Clover.
What makes you think so? Luna could still have been alive after Clover left the room. Dio and Kay both went into the room after Clover. Either of them could have killed Luna too.
That footage alone isn't enough to tell us who the killer is. But if we take one other thing into account, then the case against Clover gets a lot stronger.
And what is that element?
Dio's behavior at the white doors. Kay wanted us to enter the white doors. I told him I wouldn't leave 3 people to die. Do you remember what Dio said?
Use your fucking head for once. You're gonna get us killed.
He obviously knew that only you and I would be going through the door. Do you get...
yeah. He knew we had Luna's bracelet. Which means he also knew Luna was dead.
Uh-huh.
Is that what you're getting at?
Also, I see the brooch. Exactly. If he didn't know she was dead, he would never have said that. The moment Kay suggested we go through the doors, he would have brought it up. That's impossible. How are they supposed to get through without Luna? But he didn't even mention her. Like he didn't expect her to be there. Why would he do that? I can only think of two reasons. One, that when Dio entered the room, Luna was already dead. Or two, he killed Luna himself. The second one doesn't seem likely, though. If Dio had killed Luna, he probably would have made a point to hide that. That's good logic. If he had killed Luna, he probably would have made a point to hide it. I'm guessing he probably would have asked where she was. Where's Luna? Sigmund Phi won't be able to get through the white doors without her. He seems like that kind of guy who'd go out of his way to feign ignorance of a crime he committed. In this case, though, he said nothing. That doesn't clear him, of course. Dude, we're smart now. I like it. But it does make it a lot less likely that he was the killer. If he wasn't the killer, then we're left with only one other option.
When Dio entered the room, Luna was already dead.
Yep, that's how I see it.
Interesting. That's pretty much what I thought too. And it does seem like Clover had a motive.
You mean what Alice noticed?
Yes. The movement of the A-B rooms convinced Alice that Luna had killed the old woman. Once Clover realized that, she probably started to think that Luna had killed Alice to keep her from telling anyone else the truth. She probably led Luna to the crew quarters to confront her. Maybe she hoped seeing Alice's corpse would cause Luna to confess. Maybe she knew something we don't. But Clover didn't get what she wanted. Luna didn't confess. Then, during her interrogation, something happened. It's hard to say what. Luna might have said something that set Clover off, or maybe she admitted to a crime she didn't commit just to get Clover to stop.
I don't like that it specifically had to say that Clover ran out in a panic. And here's something that crossed my mind, and it's probably not a real thing. What if Clover had the gun with the drugs in it? What if she thought it was like a truth serum or something? So then it would be somebody else told her it's a truth serum, and then she used it on Luna, and then realized that Luna actually died, and then ran out in a panic.
Whatever it was, something happened that drove Clover to murder.
I also still think that Luna could have killed herself. Though I'm pretty... Dio had the gun, but it didn't have that medicine in it. When did Clover get the injection gun?
I would guess after she went through the yellow door. She would have been exploring the infirmary with Alice and Kay. That seems the most likely place to find it. Anyway, this is all just a theory, right? We don't have any proof, so...
Yeah, we don't.
Keep it quiet, okay?
Don't worry, my character doesn't actually have voice acting, so we won't say a thing. Always a step ahead. There's one last thing. Was there any other footage that showed anything?
No. Nothing to tell us where Clover, Tenmyoji, and Quark went. And nothing about the old woman or Alice's murders either.
So Zero Senior's identity...
Still unknown.
Balls. Okay. Well, let's go find Clover. Guess we're not going to know the truth unless we get it straight from the horse's mouth. Hooray, mouths.
I wonder if Clover's even alive.
Yeah, because Clover, Tenmyoji, and Quark would have had to have gone, like, through the white doors or they die. And they weren't there towards the last few seconds. She has to be.
I sure hope so.
We'll find out, because we got several different several different sections left in this flow chart here on the left. This is a good one. I'm going to say it again. I love the fact that when you look at the flow chart from the beginning and you're like, okay, they all kind of end here. Some of these go down more. And then you get to this part and it's like, okay, this is about where it's at ending. And then it's like 5, 6, 8 more and then another branch. You're like, That's so cool, because you're expecting something, and it's this thing of surprise. I love it. I love it. Travel time's a little bit of a annoyance, though. Only has 6 of them now. I think there might have been a maybe a bug or something to have that, because we looked at the security cameras. I saw and counted out 7 of those little rooms, and now there's only 6.
Yeah. All right, let's start looking. We'll go through the crew quarters and work our way toward the elevator. Got it?
Yeah. Crew quarters.
You search rooms 1 and 2. I'll take 3 and 4.
Okay. I really think I should just leave the doors open, to be honest. Alice. Luna. The most horrible thing about death is how it turns a person into a thing. It's a thing that looks like your friend, but it's not them anymore. Just this strange, cold shell, and every time you look at it, you feel a little of that coldness creeping in around the edges of your soul. Seeing death puts a heavy ball of lead in your stomach that just sits there, poisoning you. I turned and left the room.
No good. There's no one in 3 or 4. What about yours?
Same. Nobody in them. Except, you know, Alice and Luna. The lead ball pressed against the inside of my abdomen. I leaned back against the wall and let out a long, weary sigh.
What's wrong?
Yeah, you're close.
You need to get it together. What are we doing right now?
Looking for the others?
Right. I know how you feel, but sitting around being miserable isn't gonna help anybody. Let's go.
That's a good point. Not even helping yourself. That's why being miserable it shouldn't last long. Otherwise, it's like, well, do something. Figure out something. Sitting and wallowing in muck is just going to make you sit in muck for the rest of the time. Do something different. Vi turned and headed for the door at the far end. I heaved myself up off the wall and followed. Heave-ho, heave-ho. I'm afraid I'm getting my timelines mixed up. This is not the one where Dio wasn't suffocated in this one. Don't think. We haven't even done... Okay, so they were chained there so they couldn't get to the door. The first thing I felt was that strange cold sweat of terror. You can read the secrets from security room. Is that this one? No, I don't think it's that one. Security room. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. Okay. It appears to have been written in some sort of weird paint. Memory is Latin phrase translated roughly to remember death. Ninth were clearly first the ninth, but seems to have been spelled wrong, likely on purpose. Why? Perhaps it's an anagram, like the words on the wall to the floor. Okay. And I think... No, that was the last anagram. Hourglass. The hourglass displayed in the background is actually a 4-second timer. It doesn't have a practical use, except maybe for really impatient people. If you were at a restaurant waiting for your food to come out, for instance... Hey, how long are you going to make us wait? I've already flipped this hourglass 100 times. Technically, 100 times would only be 400 seconds, which is 6 minutes and 40 seconds, but saying 100 times, it's much more dramatic, and therefore much more likely to get a desirable response from the wait staff. Or just realize they're working too, and when it's done, it's done. There are a measure of how much of a gentleman you are. Somewhere deep in the UK is an organization that tracks all gentlemen, determining their caliber based off an ancient and Byzantine collection of rules and guidelines. Every year during the spring, a representative of this organization conducts a cursory investigation of each member's behavior, or at least appears to, and then awards gentle points based on what they saw. The following formula is used. Old ladies escorted across the street, multiplied, top hats they own, multiplied by the puzzles they've solved, and multiplied by the money given to gentleman tracking organization equals the total number of gentle points, meaning the more money you spend, the more gentle points you have. Of course, money. Small survival knife. It has myrmidons stamped onto the flat of the blade. 150 by 30 by 3. Myrmidons. I don't think we've heard of that yet. Floor B, several of the Floor B special locks indicated on the map by arrows. On the far side of each arrow is a lever. Pulling these levers will unlock the locks. Once this has been done, you can explore the entire area at your leisure. This is principle of causality. The law of cause and effect. Specifically, that a cause must precede every event. At the quantum level, however, things aren't quite as immutable. The principle of quantum superposition holds that any physical system, such as an electron, exists at least partially in all of its theoretical states, or configurations, but when measured, gives a result corresponding to only one of them. A classic example of this is the double-slit experiment, where light appears to behave as both a wave and a particle. One of the interesting implications of this is that, in a sense, you are influencing the past. By observing a system, you are defining the cause of an effect you witness, and in a way, alerting the past. Normally, I would comment here that the quantum level is where stuff gets real, but given the nature of this phenomenon, it seems like it would be more accurate to say that the quantum level is where stuff gets unreal. This is also similar to something I remember in science where it's an experiment can go and have this result, but if a person watches it, it would have a different result. Just the person watching something happen could make it different. Knox 10 Commandments. Ronald Knox, a mysterious mystery writer from the UK, published the following as his rules for writing a mystery novel. 1. The criminal must be mentioned early on. 2. All supernatural or preternational agencies are ruled out. Number 3. No more than one secret room or passage. Number 4. No hitherto undiscovered poisons may be used, nor any appliance which will need a long scientific explanation. This game's failing at that. Number 5. No one with extrasensory perception or similar powers can appear. Number 6. No accident must ever help the detective, nor must he ever have an unaccountable intuition which proves to be right. Okay, there has to be a reason behind it. Number 7. The detective must not commit the crime. Aww. Number 8. The detective must declare any clues he may discover. Okay. Number 9. The stupid friend of the detective, the Watson, must conceal nothing from the reader. Inner dialogue, I get it. Number 10. Twin brothers and doubles generally must not appear unannounced.